everybody. You could probably hear me better if I actually had the microphone near me. All right. So how's everybody feeling about this numerology tutorial? This is my second live tutorial. The first one was, in the tarot where we were learning the tarot together. I've not always been a fan of the tarot, but the past couple of years I've started using it more and more. So I've been taking classes, and there's still stuff to explore with the tarot. A lot like numbers, a lot like numerology. I've been studying numerology for 22 years and I just love it all the time. I still like today I was sitting in line at my kids' school to pick them up, and I'm adding up the numbers of the car tags in front of me. It's sad. It's an addiction. So, how's everybody doing? Julie, I'm gonna start another tutorial, but I think I'm gonna wait until after the holidays. So I'm gonna do it in January after Mars goes direct. Because Mars is doing some weird shit to all of us. Can I get an amen? Oh my gosh. And it hasn't even gone retrograde yet. Yeah. Hey Alethea, hey Julie, and Catelyn and Kelsey. So I am gonna do a new tutorial. And I've been thinking it over. I've been thinking about doing some like basic astrology. I mean, like real basic, like we did with the tarot and like we're doing with numerology, just like giving you guys a kicking off point, you know? So, oh yeah. Becky, I'll bet you're feeling these eclipses too. That's a big deal. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Lauren. Okay, Lauren, we'll get some candles lit for you. Don't panic, okay? Because right now I feel like you're getting a lot of of the worst case scenario information. Let's get through I really feel like things are going to change because we've got 2 eclipses. I just did a video. I just posted a video on this. We've got 2 eclipses with Mars going retrograde right in the center. So, oh crap. You know what? I think I just posted it on Readings at the Round Table. I don't think I posted it on Metaphysical Round Table. Sorry, I'll correct that. I'm still trying to learn how to juggle 2 channels. I'm getting there though. So, what is it that you guys have questions about? Any questions on numerology? I'm gonna flash up all of the just fun books and other books that I think are very useful. Most of the classes that I took in Denver, most of my classes were in Denver. They didn't have books associated with them. It was just people coming up and teaching and telling what they knew. So, every now and then every now and then I'll stumble across a numerology book that I'll think will be really neat, and it's just like okay. And sometimes I stumble across them and I'm loving them, but I think that there's a lot of information out there, and you have to find what resonates with you. If any of you have an opportunity to take a class with Teresa Wilson on numerology, I highly recommend it. As much as I've studied numerology, and I think I took her class in like 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. It was just wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. I love to see other people's perspectives on numerology. I love to see what they, how they interpret the numbers. I love to see that because it does give you a different perspective. It does give you a different spin. So if you have an opportunity to, I don't know if she's teaching it, but yeah, if she does, it'll be great. Astrology would be super. I'm in. Do you do individual sessions, relative numerology? If so, I don't teach individual sessions, but that's interesting. What I do is numerology for my clients. I do numerology and astrology for my clients, and then of course intuitive readings. So, yeah, but that's what I don't know if Teresa teaches online. I know that her company is called Kudzu Center, and I don't have her email address, but I'll find it out. But it's called the Kudzu Center, and usually if she's teaching classes, like I'll post them on Metaphysical Round Table. But her class, this is the book that she teaches from, Numerology and the Divine Triangle. And here's the authors. It is a fascinating book. It's awesome. It's incredible. I like the definitions in this book. I really, really like how they have a little bit of a different spin on how to do the numerology for your age, and I love it. It's really cool. It really is. Um and then let's don't discount little things like this. If you come across these like in a used bookstore, or if you come across these when they're teaching, well, I mean, like when you see somebody's house and they're getting rid of it, or at a garage sale, I highly recommend you pick them up, because it seems like it's nothing, especially since this was 25 cents in the 60s. Um but I highly recommend, like, you getting them. They're awesome. That's not what I meant. Not by teaching private reading or whatever you call. Oh, yes. Yes, I do private readings. Yes, Julie. So, and then of course there's like fun books, like one of my friends sent me from Barnes and Noble, which Barnes and Noble, Borders, it was one of those bookstores. And she said it was on the sale area. It was awesome. It was awesome. And then of course we have just angel number books. I don't know if this is in print anymore, because Doreen Virtue is she has changed her religion. I guess that's a good way to put it. But this is a great book if you come across it, by Doreen Virtue. But here's an updated version of Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. I also really appreciate that. If you come across books, or I mean not books, card decks that are about numbers, it can only enhance like your ability to look at numerology. And here's one that I came across like on a trip to New York. This was in the Edgar Casey Center in New York. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. Um, yes, Catlin, I did. I'm so sorry. My kids have been on early release all this week, from school all week this week. I thought they were just going to be on early release one day. So I spent like the weekend, when I realized that they were going to be early release all week and not just one day. I spent the weekend rearranging my schedule for the week. So it's been a little tight this week, and I am getting back to people. I'm also going to start recruiting my husband to help me return emails and texts. Yeah. Mhm. This is just fun. Teresa is, I will say, Julie, Teresa is teaching online classes. A lot of her classes are online now. I would imagine that she could do, because she's taught the numerology class like several times. I would imagine it would be really easy for her to do online, but I'll reach out to her and tell her, ask her, cuz I mean, really, she's a fantastic teacher. I mean, if she was teaching something where she was just reading my insurance policy, I would go to it, because she's just a really good teacher. So, sorry, my eyelashes are doing some weird stuff. I'm gonna blame that on Mars too. I'm gonna blame that on Mars and these eclipses. It's heavy. It's heavy energy, people. And Lauren, I'm lighting a candle for you. And if you're able to come online tomorrow, and I will on metaphysical practices, and maybe we can do like some kind of release or something. I Because I've, again, rearranging stuff. So okay. So what is it that you guys are needing to know? And by the way, if you are watching this in the reruns, or if you're here for the first time, this is the last episode of Life in Numerology, the tutorial. If you want the handouts that I have, you can email me at metaphysicalroundtable@gmail.com, and I will send you several different things. I'll send you a PDF that has like, I don't know how many pages, like 14 pages or something. And then I'll send you a couple of JPEGs of pictures that I take of my notebooks, that, I was just lazy and I just took a picture of it and scanned it in. So um it just, to make things easier. Hey Amber, so do you guys have any questions for me? Do you have anything that you want me to go over again, as far as like the numbers, the calculations? We've talked about life path number, we've talked about like soul path number. I also gave you guys the website that I had up just a second ago, but I took it down because the little thing was driving me crazy. That you could use for to calculate like your name or your business name. We've Oh my gosh, that was weird. Um oh, hello. Okay, so Todd, that is in the chat right now, is the reason I'm freezing my ass off wearing a short sleeve shirt, because I needed to wear red tonight. More importantly, I needed to wear UGA red for Todd and Leanne. Apparently they're Alabama fans. Really? I mean, really. So anyway, so we've talked about how you can calculate the name of your business, you can calculate your name, and you can see the breakdown. Really, the more important thing is to get the numbers, and then, because some of those definitions I agree with, and some on that astroseek, but I like it because it calculates the numbers for me, and I'm lazy, you know. So thank you, Alethea. Todd, so sweet. I mean, it's because I'm wearing UGA red. Yeah. I'm so funny. um, but thank you, Alethea. It is my favorite color, actually. Red is. So I have a lot of stuff in red. I just don't have a lot of long sleeves in red. I don't know what happened there. So life path is date of birth, right? Then we have the destiny path, which is all the letters of your name. The soul or heart's desire, the soul's path or the heart's desire, which is just the vowels. The outer personality, or just the personality, is just the consonants. Um, so we have, like, a couple of things there. But I feel like you guys, I really I feel like y'all have been participating so well. I mean, it's just amazing, like, having the feedback that you guys have questions about, or, things that you want to talk about as far as numbers. I just I depend on numbers so much, even when I'm in when I'm in a reading and somebody flashes a number up at me, like a spirit guide, and I'm like, what does this number mean to you? Or I just start defining the number in my head. Okay. Cassie has a really, really good question. Okay, if you were adopted, especially in your late teens, or you know what, if you have a different name on your birth certificate, if there was a name on your birth certificate and then you were adopted and it was changed, you need to calculate both. And let me tell you why. Because the vibration of that person will change when their name changes. it's like that when women get married, and I've talked to other people that do numerology, and we all agree. You can see it sometimes. If a woman is going to take her husband's name, which is fine, and it's fine if she doesn't. It's whatever. Or if she hyphenates it or whatever, she will literally change her personality, like, sometimes even during the reception. Sometimes her personality, it may take a few days, but she will go through a change because her name has changed. The vibration of her name has changed. So, uh, Cassie has such a good point, and this is exactly why I do mostly birthdays, because a lot of people, if they were adopted, they don't know what their birth name was on their birth certificate, or they don't know what, if it was baby girl or baby boy or whatever. But the vibration will change, and sometimes it changes their personality. Um, but I like to do birthdays. I try to Google different meanings of numbers, but sometimes it gets confusing. Yes. Okay, Catlin, you are absolutely, absolutely true. There's so many explanations for numbers out there. And that's why I want to give you guys a good basis. I just want to give you a good foundation. So when you're reading like a definition of a number and it resonates with you and you're like, that makes sense to me, that makes sense to me, I want you to put that down on your paper. I want you to put that down in your notes. If it doesn't, then leave it behind, because if it doesn't resonate with you, you're not going to be able to use it in like if you're reading for people, and you're not going to be able to use it if you're trying to figure out things for yourself. Does that make sense? It's just like with cards. And honestly, I like the numbers because they're more of a guidance system, because the future is not engraved in stone. I read for people every day and I tell them over and over and over again, this is not engraved in stone. This is not permanent. This is not for sure thing. All it takes is for you or somebody else in this equation to change their mind. That's why the numbers to me are a better guidance system. And I also ask my guides to give me percentages, which is another number, you know? Can you do numerology of grands? Grands? Like, what kind of grands? I'm so sorry, Alethea, if this is like a stupid question. I don't understand. Do you use junior, senior? Yes. Yes, Cassie. If you have junior, senior, or the third or whatever on the birth certificate, put it on there. And it will ask you that in AstroSeek. I'm gonna put that back up there. It was driving me crazy because it was like spinning, but I can't make it stop spinning. Yeah, it won't just like hang out there. I thought it would, but it won't. So I don't think. Edit? No, it won't. Damn it. So, and by the way, before I forget, I want to thank Carrie Rodriguez of La Hermosa Bruja for allowing me to stream to her sites. Thank you, Carrie. She's awesome. Um, do numerology for autistic children. Yes, actually. Okay, I've actually done numerology for several people that are adults with autism. Um, and I was astounded at how many of them have master numbers. Or there are 5. Now, we talked about 5, right? 5 is pivotal change. It's versatility, it's adaptability. Um, so it's very interesting. It's very interesting the numbers that I get. And like several of them are a 33-6. I don't know why. It's really funny because like I was doing a reading for a lady and she goes, "Well, my son's autistic, but he's an adult. He's 22." And she was like, "Can you read for him even though he's an adult and he has his own free will?" And I was like, "Well, yes, because he's an extension of you and you're not, you're not asking like who he's sleeping with, you know." You're just wanting to know like how he's doing, if he was a 33-6. He wanted home. He likes the comfort of home, which is a 33-6, but he's incredibly, incredibly magnetic. He's incredibly like dynamic. He's very, very smart. And she's like, he's constantly talking to people that I can't see. And I was like, but he can. He has a lot of guides with him, a lot. Oh my gosh, yes, Callan. So again, there are some basic definitions of numbers, and those are the ones that I gave you guys in the handouts, is the basic definitions of numbers. And I want you guys to expand on it. And hey, maybe somebody in this chat will write the next great numerology book because there's so many definitions. And this is what I kind of thought was intriguing about this book that my friend sent me from Barnes and Noble or whatever the hell. Barnes and Noble or Borders. I don't know. There's so many definitions in here. Like some are for um like forecasting by numerology, and then there's the birthday number and the life number, which I think are the same, but the life path number again, I think are the same. Then we have the list of fates, a whole nother different set of numbers. Then we have it just says higher numbers, which I think are the words, the associated with words. Um, then we have your hidden passion number, the heart number. So I don't know if they were just trying to sell a book, which they probably were. The personality number, I was like, wow, okay, that's not, mm, that's not what I do. It's a lot, but it's really kind of cool. I mean, there's a lot of interesting stuff in here, but it could be really confusing. I could see somebody taking a look at this book and just being confused all to hell about numerology and being like, that shit is too complicated and I'm out, you know? And Alethea, I'm telling you, I do numerology for everybody. I mean, kids, adults, people that I'm talking to in line at the grocery store. I know, I know. And my husband gets on to me all the time about that. He's like, seriously, you got to stop. And because, like, I was talking to this lady and she was telling me about her son, and I was like, oh, when's his birthday? And she was telling me, oh, he's a Gemini. And so then we're talking more, and I said, well, what year was he born? And so I'm standing there talking to her, adding it up in my head, and I went, oh, well, he's an 8. He's gonna manifest like anything he wants. So she just looked at me and she went, um, yeah, he does that. And apparently he wanted to go on some trip, and like he didn't even tell his grandparents, but they were surprising him with that trip. And I was like, it was really cool. So, and my husband was just the whole time going, just leave her alone. Just leave her alone. And I'm like, why? I can't, yeah. Oh, Becky, wait, all of the numerology that I've been talking about has been overwhelming for you? Oh, I don't want you guys to be overwhelmed. I want you to enjoy it. I just want you to see like how numbers create this fantastic vibration. Just for fun. I also did like a fun little class. Well, it was an offshoot of a class that I'd already taken with astrology, where we did the astrology charts for countries. I never would have thought to do that. So we did the astrology chart for the US and we're like looking at like different placements and stuff. And I was like, I mean, it's just fascinating stuff. So I feel like that ties in with numerology. I was like, we could do July 4th, 1776, just for fun. Oh, yes, searching on your own. Yes, Becky, it can. It can be very overwhelming. Which again, I was taking a lot of these classes when there wasn't there wasn't a lot online. I mean, there wasn't like, mass uh, amount of stuff online like there is now. And so I was taking these classes and I loved it because they were in person and I could just like, ask my questions, I could take notes, and it felt so comfortable to me that I started doing numerology for people like right away. And and even the lady that got me to start reading for people for money instead of just for fun, she she's she was like, "This is great. You need to add that to your business card." And I was like, "But I've only been studying it for just like, 8 years." And she was like, "Yeah, I didn't actually put it on my business card until 2017." I'm so weird like that. I still feel weird putting like that I do astrology for people on my website and my business card because like I've only been studying that for 4 years. So, but it's whatever. But I think that this is I really do. I think this is important. I think it gives you a really good insight to your clients. I think it gives you a good insight to you, to your home, to your work. I mean, it really does. And I love like people that I've worked with and people that I've worked for in the past when I do their numerology, I go, never should have taken that job. Or now I understand why I enjoyed it so much. It makes sense. It's a big deal. So, yeah, it's good. Hey, Glenda. Oh my gosh. Um, oh my gosh, you guys. I I need to talk to Glenda. First of all, she posted the cutest picture on YouTube, and I haven't had a chance to comment on it because I was literally getting ready to start the show. She posted a wedding picture of herself, like, in 1980. Y'all, she looks like Sissy Spacek. So cute. I was just like, "Oh my gosh, look at your face." But, she has something that I want. It's a cat door that you put in a window, and I was like, "I need that because these cats are now thinking because it's cold outside that they can just come in and out, and I have to get up and open the door. The dog wants to stay right here curled up on her dog bed. So the cats are either laying on the heater and then they get hot and they want to go outside. Yeah. So I don't know. Who? Oh, my friend Glenda Peck, she's in the chat, Kelsey. Or who was I comparing her to? Because she reminds me of Sissy Spacek in her wedding dress. I was like, isn't that so cute? But I really am telling you, the numerology of people it's helped me understand like why people do things the way they do. Why sometimes like why they're wired the way they are. And when I do their numerology coupled with their birth chart, holy shit, it's incredible. I mean, it really is. It's just yeah, it's amazing. So, I encourage you guys to look like deeper into numbers. If you have questions about it, please email me. It may take me a few days or a week to get back to you, but like I said, Dr. Seuss is going to start helping me with my emails. and help me with my returning my text messages because they're kind of getting out of hand. But they're but it's um I'll get back to you and answer your questions. But I gave out those handouts because I want you to have a nice foundation for the description and the meanings of the numbers. And if you guys need handouts, please email me at metaphysicalroundtable@gmail.com and just say numerology handouts, and I'll send them to you. It's just to give you a basis because I want you guys to build on it. I want you guys to put some of your interpretation into it, some of your, your spin on it. Put your thumbprint on it. This is a guideline to help you. I'm not saying they're bad definitions. I think they're great definitions. I put those definitions together after 20 years of taking classes, after just all these different definitions coming to me, and sometimes I still add to it. I added to it a little bit after reading this little thing that my friend found in her father's house after he passed away. So she was like, I thought about you. Don't you teach this? And I went, how cool is that? And it's just a very interesting little book. So lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. I think these books are great for when you see repeating numbers or when you see things that are like out there and you keep seeing the same number over and over and over again. So when I see my birthday, just when I see 831, 831, when I see that flashing up, that's a personal sign to me to know that I'm the answer to the problem that I'm obsessing about, that I'm the answer and I have the answer to what's going on in my life. That's a personal message to me from my guides. It is too cold for the animals to be outside, Veronica, but they won't listen to me. So I put I captured, because they don't all want to come in the house. But Patches and Badger, of course, like to come in the house. They don't like the new kitten, Monty, who's really, really tiny. But Mouse does not like to come in. So I've been putting him in the cottage in my office with the heat, and then the other two have been coming in, but during the day they just want to go back and forth, and I'm like, are you kidding me with this? Y'all are crazy. So if you want to know something of your boss, you wouldn't know their birth name or be comfortable asking their birth year. Is there a value in everyday name? Oh, that's good, Cassie. I think so, because there is a certain vibration, there is a certain vibration to just the name or nicknames. And you can tell that too. Like, think about people that have like nicknames and that's what they go by. Like, oh my gosh, he's an actor. Hang on. Topher Grace. So he goes by his nickname, right? That gives a different numerology. Prince Harry, he goes by his nickname of Harry. His birth name is Henry. So that's a good point. And I just want to let you know, Cassie, I have been that nosy person to ask my boss. Like, I'll find out, like, I'll find out their month and day, like their birthday, because that's not hard. But then I'll just be like, what year were you born? I know. That's the kind of just like bitch I am. I want to be an 8, so am I gonna find someone to change my name to become an 8? Veronica. Veronica. Nobody can harness those horses. Oh, that's interesting. I always do numbers for Rebecca, yet I go by Becky. Oh my gosh. Okay. There's another good example. So, Cassie, is your name Cassie or is it Cassandra? Becky's name is Rebecca. So she does the numerology for Rebecca. But what if you do it just for, you know, what if you do it just for your nickname? So my nickname in my family is rather strange. It's initials. So since birth, everybody in my family's always called me JJ. And I have close friends that call me JJ. And my boys hear my husband and my mom and, other adults call me JJ all the time. So they were telling their teachers, you know how when they draw pictures at school and they say, "Okay, here's your mom, what's her name?" And they were like, well, I call her mommy, but her name is JJ." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, that's me." Yeah. So it's interesting to do the numerology with just my initials, with what they call me. So I like that. I bet Veronica was called Ronnie back in the day. Back when she was back when she was catching the nightlife in New York. Sorry, I just love that. I mean, because I get the image of her in my head at a place like Studio 54, you know? Yeah. So, but I think that it's just very interesting how we can absolutely change the vibration of um our home, our address. Someone like Veronica has like the perfect address because her address is all twos. It's the perfect address. Well, one of them. So it's really cool when you have that. If you are living in like a rental house and you know that you're only going to be there for a short time and the address equals a 5, that makes sense because it's lots of changes. Oh my gosh, I did a reading for someone who bought one of the I forgot what they're called. They're like camper vans. They're doing like van life for a while. They've budgeted for like 18 months to do this journey, to be in like a camper life. And she was like, "I need to know the numerology of this van." And I'm like, "What?" So, I ended up doing the numerology of her VIN number, and her license plate. So, and we changed it because she was like, "No, I don't I want this to be great. I want this to be like something that is, great for me." So, 2, 3, 4, 5. Denise, yeah, that's a 5. So, see, you wouldn't want your permanent home to be a 5. That's pivotal changes. I like the number 5. One of my kids is a life path 5, and I think life path 5 is great because those people are very versatile, they're very adaptable, they're very interesting. They have a lot of things going in their minds at one time. Like, these are the people that are there. It's hard to shut their brains down, and it's probably going in 10 different directions at once. But do you want your home to be that way? Do you want your business to be that way? You want it to be you want to have something stable in your home or your business. So it's really great as a life path number. It's not maybe the best one for a business or a home. But if it's a rental property, that's perfect. It's perfect if you own an Airbnb and it has the number 5 associated with it. See, that's cool because one of the Airbnbs that we stayed in last year, I didn't pick the place because my in-laws and my parents like came together and took us all on vacation. And so I didn't pick the place, but of course I did the numerology for it. And when I did the numerology for it, it was a 5. Okay. Becky says the last address she lived in was a 5 and she lived there less than a year. It it's not bad. And I think that we need those transitional numbers. I think that we need those transitional places. But like one of my parents' neighbors, their house is a 4. And it's not anything that you can re-add and see if it comes out to a 22. It's a 4. It there's no way to shift it. It's a 31, it's a 4. That's it. And so when I look at them, they've never stopped working on their house. They're always doing something to improve their house. Sorry, my eyelash is like really doing some crazy stuff. Oh. How about numerology for birthday? Okay, so we covered this. Denise, this is perfect. On the first day, I think it was in episode 1 or episode 2. The birthday is a life path number. That's what I use. You add up the day, the month, day, and year, and the whole year. So it's really been weird to me to have to like I automatically put down when I'm starting to do people's numerology, I'll put the month and day and I'll put down 19 to add the year. And like I've had clients that have been like, "Oh, no, I was born in 2002. I was born in 2001." And I'm like, "Crap." Like these people are old enough now to come to me for a reading that were born in the early 2000s. Yeah. So I had to redo my little sheet. So it's not automatically 19 anymore. Yeah. But numerology for birthday is what I do, and it is a life path number. And I love. I love, love, love it. Because it really does gives me a peek inside. Now I'm wanting to know more about Cassie's boss. I'm like, hmm, what is their life path number? But I do like I do like that you brought up the nicknames, Cassie. Because I do think that that's important. And I really forgot about that because when you're doing a reading for someone, when you're trying to like do their personal numerology, you do want to delve a little bit deeper, you know? Okay. Um what was I going to say? So when I do everybody's personal month or when I do the life path number months, when I do the readings on readings at the round table, when I do the monthly numerology, I take the number of the month, then I add the number of the year, and then I add their life path number. So like for this for October, let's say, let's say you're a life path 3, so I add 10 the month, 6 the year, and 3 the life path number, and that's how I get where they are this month. Then and incidentally that is a 1 for life path 3. And then the personal year is the birthday, birth month, and the current year. So um huh, yeah, I'm real good. So for me, and no, I'm not going to add this up in my head because uh I'm a little space cadet right now. Okay, so for me, this whole year is transition. This whole year is a 9 year for me personally. And let me tell you, it has been a year full of transitions, one right after the other. So, um, That's very interesting. So I'm going to say that again. Your personal year is your birthday, your birth month, plus the current year that we're in. Okay, it looks like we have a spammer. It's on one of the Facebook pages I'm on. It's probably Metaphysical Round Table. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can get in there. We'll see. Okay. So la 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 la. Sorry, I see the spammer. Okay, I'm reporting them. Okay. All right, so the spammer's been reported. So Becky, Kelsey, ignore them. Sorry about that. So when you add these, what do they mean? Oh, Denise, yeah. So for the past few weeks, we've been talking about what the meaning of all the numbers are. It's last week, I think we finished up with the master numbers, and I put 0 and 10 in there as well, in that list. And the 2 weeks before, we went through 1 through 9. And if Denise, if you want a copy of the handouts that I give to my physical classes, just send me an email at metaphysicalroundtable@gmail.com, and I'll send them to you. Okay, just put numerology handouts in there. It may take me a few days, so don't panic. I'm sorry. Like today I had 75 emails that I had to return. Okay, it wasn't 75. It was like 62 or something. It felt like 75. Yeah. Um Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Jen, for reporting them. It's just I collect spam for some reason. Um okay, yeah, you guys just email me, and it'll be a PDF with like of 14 pages. Um, so you can look through all of the different numbers and their definitions, and then and there's plenty of space that you can add to it. Okay, I want you guys to add to it. This is a foundation. Okay. And then I also include stuff like a picture of this page that I usually give out to my class. Pictures of a couple other things. I think I give you guys a picture of the letters, that how you convert the letters to numbers. But now that we use it online, you don't really need it, but it's kind of fun to have. I don't know, I put it down somewhere. So but I want to give you guys as much that you need. And I think that it just gives you a basis. So if you take another class and you add to it, I think that's a great thing. I mean, like I said, I'm getting to the point now where I see people like put a numerology class out there, a tarot card class, or an astrology class. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. Let's just see what they have to say. Let's see what their take is on this, because there's a lot of people that when they do numerology, they don't re-add the numbers like I do. Like that's one of the places that I went. One of the teachers I had taught me to do that, because I was like, well, my birthday is a 4, and they were like, re-add that number. And I went, well, and I still get a 4? And they're like, probably not, re-add it. So you add like the groups of numbers in a different way to see if it comes out to a 22, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just never does. Sometimes it always will equal a 31 or a 40 or a 13. So But a lot of people don't do that. They just straight add the numbers, and if it comes out to a 2, a 4, a 6, or an 8, they won't re-add it, and I do. So it really is very personal. It really is like your perception. So, and I love it. It's not that I want everybody to be a master number, because I think that the every number has its place. Every number does. But I'm like, if it's a 2, it could very well be an 11, you know? Just my personal opinion. But I love talking numerology. If you guys are interested in a reading, I'm sorry, I'm a little backed up at the moment. I'm running about like 8 days out for readings, but I'm catching up. So hopefully it won't take as long for people to get in to talk to me. Oh, really, Kelsey? What's your number? What's your life path number? But yeah, so I am catching up. But if you guys, you can also email me at metaphysicalroundtable@gmail.com if you do want a reading, because I owe Catlin a reading that's in the chat, because I am running very behind. I know. I am catching up though. I really am. Yeah. It's just starting this new channel. It's sort of it took over. I just got really busy. Like all of a sudden, I just got really busy. So that's good, right? It's bad. Kelsey, I'm gonna re-add your numbers. Hang on. You don't have to put your birthday on there if you don't want to. Um, or you can give it to me in some kind of code. Or you can put it up there and then delete it. But I think we did re-add your numbers, Kelsey. Like, didn't we re-add your numbers at the beginning? Like in the first or second episode? I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember. But I really do keep up with all my clients with numerology. Here is one of my notebooks. This is A through L. Doing good. And I have another. Isn't it cute? It's so I'm like, oh, such a happy. It's nice and small. So this is I have a second notebook now. It was getting too full because I can't get rid of them. I don't care if you only come to me once. I just can't get rid of them. Oh, and it's your name, not your birthday. Okay, so that's your name. I did Y as um as a vowel. Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay. Does anybody have any more questions? And again, if you're watching this in the reruns, and I have had people that have watched this in the reruns, somebody just started watching last week and they're catching up. Send me an email, even if it's a year later. You can send me an email and just say numerology handouts, and I'll send them to you. Okay. Again, it may take me a few days. Don't panic. I'll get them out to you as soon as I can. I've enjoyed this so much. Even the time that I had a toothache. I this has been great. I love talking about numbers. I just start tonight's Tuesday, so scheduling. Yes, I understand that, Catlin. I really do. You wouldn't change 1970 from a 17 to an 8, would you? Yes. Yes, I would. Does 1970 equal an 8? You reduce all numbers down, Cassie, you reduce all numbers down to a single digit unless they are a master number. And yes, I would definitely take 17 to an 8. And 8's fantastic, right? Because 8 is just the energizer bunny of manifesting. You take an 8, you turn it over on its side, and it's the infinity sign. I know. That's why I tell 8 people, I'm like, you can manifest a bucket of gold or a bucket of shit. What do you want? I know, because you guys are just great manifestors, 8 people. I know. Second in line for that would be 4. Oh, yeah. I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Julie. Oh, it doesn't? What is your Cassie, I think I have your sheet down here. Your uh is that your birthday, Cassie? Let's just see. Yes. Okay, Cassie, I have you. Yeah, it doesn't change because you're a 9, which is fantastic because you're here to help people. You're you can help people to move on. You're good at that. You're good at the transition. Yeah. What are the odds of someone you're dating to have the same life path and same soul urge memory? It's not completely unheard of, Charlie. So there's somebody or Chaley. Maybe that's how you say your name. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. I'm sorry. Okay, so you guys, there's someone on YouTube that is asking, what are the odds of someone you are dating to have the same life path number and same soul urge number as yourself? It's not unheard of. It really isn't. However, I do see that quite a bit. I see like a lot of siblings have this it weird, but I see a lot of siblings that have the same life path number. A lady that I just read for her, both of her daughters have the same life path number. They're incredibly different people, but they have the same life path number. I read for people all the time that their spouse has the same life path number as them. Again, incredibly different people. I think, oh, Shaylee. Okay, I really like how you spell that, by the way. But I put an R in there because one of my nieces is Charlie. So I put an R in there. Sorry about that. So it's not completely unheard of. It doesn't necessarily mean that that is like a done deal, like a done connection, because those life path numbers, depending on what your sun, moon, and rising sign are, could be very different expressions. Do you see what I mean? Because I've met so many 11s that are extremely, extremely positive people, and they're very, very gifted, and they're just really, really intuitive. And then I've met 11s who do not express their gifts at all. They have a lot of health issues because they're not using and expressing their gifts, and they get depressed very easily. So I see both, you know. Um that is very interesting that your ex has the same life path and soul surge number as you. I was asking about and I do think that it's very interesting. Okay, Kelsey is saying that she has the same life path number as her youngest brother and her mom. I I think that it can be quite common, but I don't think that it is indicative of like a soulmate connection or a twin flame connection. I think I think it does definitely have its place. But my husband and I are both master numbers, but we're different. I mean, he's an 11 um and one of our boys. And it's like that with my family too. I'm sitting here going, "My gosh, I do this for all of my family." They don't really know that. I hope they're not all watching because, yes, there's a reason why I've looked at all of your birth certificates. And my grandmother never had a birth certificate because she was born at home. And so she knew her actual birthday because it was written in a Bible, but she didn't know like the time or anything. So she just sort of made that up. And I was like, you could have picked a better time than that. I know, sorry. My house is naturally a 3, and I talked of moving often. I changed it to a 6, and I felt more settled. Yes! Oh my gosh, because 6 is, like, especially domestic harmony. Mhm. That's amazing. That's amazing. I do not know the statistics, and let me tell you, Shaylee, I'm a Virgo, and I love statistics. I took that class twice because I just thought it was so much fun in college. I paid for that shit. I really do like statistics, but I do not know the statistics of having the same numbers. But there's not um uh, but obviously, we have an infinite amount of birthdays, right? And but we only have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We only have like 13 life path numbers. So that just sort of, you know, that puts it into perspective. Virgo moon and rising. Hun, he may not be your only twin flame. Hang in there. I know it sounds crazy, but don't, yeah, just hang in there. This is I really love that Cassie changed the vibration of her house that way. I don't think I would be able to do my family's numbers. I've been resisting counting up my sisters and mom's numbers. I'm telling you, Catlin, when I did my families and I was just like, that answers a lot. I mean, really, that answers a lot. um, well, there's a few sons, Shaylee, that um I I as I understand it, that we could have more than one twin flame come in. And it's because we connect so much to our past lives that we feel that connection. I know. That's why I say that. This is such a great group of people, but I have to go because I have to go read a chapter of Captain Underpants and a chapter of Cat Kid. Yeah, it's time for the boys to go to bed. We have more than one soulmate and only one twin flame. I th- there's a bunch of us that have some differing opinions, but because twin flames can be and 2 is great for home address, Alethea. Um because um twin flames can be not just romantic. Twin flames can be a parent and child relationship. It can be a sibling. It can actually be a friend. It can be the twin flame relationship is not exclusive to just a romantic relationship. But that's there again we have like a soulmate connection that is, out of 5 of us, 3 are ones and the other 2 are sevens. Don't know much about sevens. Sevens are spiritual expansion, spiritual knowledge. A lot of sevens are they work in like a religious industry of some kind. But some just like to study. Sevens are very interesting people. I like them. Um, okay, you guys, I'm so sorry, but I really do have to sign off. Don't forget, if you are looking for, here, I'll put it up really fast. Okay, so here is my email address. It's coming across the bottom. Metaphysicalroundtable@gmail.com. You can email me again, even if it's a year from now or a week from now or whatever. Email me and just say numerology handouts, and I'll send them to you. It may take me a few days. Don't panic. I will get them to you. I promise. Um, and because I want you guys to have a nice basis for this. It's good. The next tutorial that I'm going to start, I am going to start in January after Mars goes direct. And a couple of you have mentioned that you would like some basic astrology. I may do some very basic astrology just to do some fun stuff. I know. Because really, I'm no expert. I've only been studying this for 4 years. So, and by then it will be 5. What? Yeah. Um, all right. Well, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you so much for joining me on Life and Numerology. Don't forget to check out my new channel, Readings at the Round Table. You can get your monthly numerology and your weekly zodiac readings on there. Yeah, it's finally starting to shape up. It is 2 months old now. Very exciting. But, it's kind of a bumpy ride right now because of the eclipses and the Mars retrograde happening. So this is super fun. Loving it. Yeah. All right. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. And I will be on tomorrow night on metaphysical practices. Until I see you guys again, get out there and make your magic. Bye.